Welcome everyone to an evening with Gelila Assefa Puck. Ethiopia, Memories of Home, Revolution, Refuge, and Renewal.
Gelila, Oliver, welcome to this celebration of Ethiopia and the African diaspora. Our story, the story of us.
Ethiopia has a symbolic history in African American culture, dating back to the 1700s, especially through invocation of Psalm 68, verse 31. African American writers regularly pointed to Ethiopia as they constructed origins narratives linking Black Americans to ancient Africa.
Ethiopia means a lot to the world because we pride ourselves as a land of origins. Ethiopia is a place where some of the most ancient human fossils were discovered. What's also very much fascinating is, although Ethiopia is, the first Christian country in Africa, it also was the first African state to accept Islam. Ethiopia is also the oldest independent nation in Africa, as you know. And obviously, Ethiopia is also the only African country that uses its own alphabets. Emperor Haile Selassie I, he was very, very instrumental in terms of helping many African countries. When you go to Kenya, the Kenya African National Union. When you go to Zimbabwe, the ZANU PF, the Zimbabwe National African Union. When you go to Tanzania, the TANU, the Tanzania African National Union. All these parties were really established with the support by Haile Selassie. And in fact, in 1911, of course, the African National Congress, the ANC in South Africa, was also supported by Haile Selassie.
Covered with rivers flowing to the Grand Niles, Ethiopia's lifeline where history's waters grow. A tapestry of languages, a cultural rush, diverse traditions united in their pride. The Ethiopia we embrace, they all overlook, a land of many nations on the horn. Our flags, green, yellow, red, symbolize our people who have bravely tread. Through trials and triumphs, our spirit endures, a nation so bold with a love that assures.
Here's a little more about our guest of honor.
Born and raised in Ethiopia's capital, Addis Ababa, Gelila Puck credits her upbringing for inspiring her life journey.
We came from a very rich, long history culture.
That history and culture nurtured a woman who would become a model, fashion designer, entrepreneur, wife, mother, global executive, philanthropist, and more. Today, she calls Los Angeles home with her husband, internationally recognized chef and restaurateur Wolfgang Puck, and their two sons.
Kindness and love, that's who we really are as Ethiopians. Giving back is ingrained in our culture. From birth, the principle of giving back has been installed in me as far as I can remember.
We are a strong nation who's deep-rooted. So for us, having identity, who we are, family values, cultures. We have so many great things that part of our wiring and sort of our weaving of part of our fabrics growing up.
Our students, I know some are looking at you and they're thinking about your journey and what you went through and the lessons learned. And so talk a little bit about the lessons learned, the life journey. What can you impart and share about what you've had to navigate to become who you are and where you are?
There is a lot of struggle. Things were not always easy for me. It never was. But it's not easy now. It will not be. Yes, we're very successful, but to stay where you are or to take your company to the next level, there's always a struggle. And they just have to stay focused, and there's not an overnight success, ever. Don't believe that. It's, what is that rule that says the 10,000 hours? And multiply that by 50, really. You have to work hard. They have to stay focused. Perseverance, I always say. And you know, Africa is the future. So I'm hoping that they're taking Africa global, and we're right there with you. You know, this is what we do. I do want to give a shout out to all my African American communities. We stand on their shoulder to be able to live the life we live today.